Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we have a mission to wake the world up to what's possible for healing, one brave word at a time. And here today to help me with that mission is the lead author of a new book we have coming out. Welcome, Laura Mazzotta.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
So, Holistic Mental Health Volume 2, you guys. Calm, clear, and in control for the rest of your life. Yes, I'm so excited to be here with you, Laura, for Volume 2. You guys, Laura Mazzotta is a consciousness mentor, Akashic Records Channel, and holistic therapist of 20 years. She is deeply committed to actualizing full self acceptance through intimacy with your soul. Just when you thought you had it all figured out, Laura will take you a layer deeper. The best part is she teaches you how to do it for yourself so you feel empowered and confident. And I love your bio because it's kind of why I'm here with you doing this. It's amazing. You are amazing. Why this book? Why the series? Give us a little story behind that.
Yeah, so this series was something that dropped in for me as I was connecting to my higher self. I was connecting to God, and it was dropping in as I was meant to be this liaison to connect people with their people, right? The people that they feel safe with, that they see themselves in, that they can kind of taste their own essence through. It's like, oh my gosh, like your vibe, your story, like you get me finally. And then they connect with these people, and that's what catalyzes change, right? It's like this human tether that allows them to really come into themselves. And so I started this concept by thinking about doing a summit, right? And just really engaging people with the flavor of different mentors and healers and coaches and therapists who are offering this to people around the world. And then the tangible book idea came in, and it took my human a while to be like, okay, yeah, let's do this, because I had been so clear about leaving the traditional mental health field. And I was like, no, I'm not going back to mental health. No, that's not what we're doing. I really want people to feel into who they are at all layers and bring the holistic piece to it. And then it became very clear that I was meant to be a voice for raising awareness, for changing the narrative around mental health, and not having it be that there's something flawed, something wrong, something diagnostic, something missing within you that distracts from the deeper intimacy that you're meant to come into understanding around every layer of who you are.
All right, you kind of hit on this a little bit already, but let's go a layer deeper. What's the most important thing you want people to know about mental health? The thing you just said about the diagnosis is what I was like, oh yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. But how do you want to go a layer deeper on that thing you want people to know?
To a degree, I want people to know that mental illness, to a degree, is a bit of BS, right? Because it becomes a label, and it can become a box and a container that people get trapped in, where they feel flawed, where they feel like something's wrong with them, where they feel like they have to climb a ladder upward instead of being fully present with exactly what is being presented to you in this moment. It could be physical pain, it could be illness, it could be you know, feeling like you don't have mastery of your emotional experience. All of it is here as a divine message, right? To invite you into deeper self inquiry and presence and acceptance and compassion of all parts of you without making them wrong.
This, you I'm chuckling because you're honestly part of the reason I do what I do is hearing what you just said. I want y'all to know how important this is. We are breaking out of the box here, and we're talking about this differently and really in hopes to give you hope about it,
Mhm.
to help you understand what's possible, and maybe decades worth of training and conditioning to kind of break out of that and start to question everything. So you aren't doing this alone. You have an expert team of authors who are healers and therapists and coaches and amazing people. My big gratitude goes out to all of them. I hope you're watching this today and feeling that gratitude. What's your message to the team you brought on for this book?
just how grateful I am. And honestly, I'm in awe. Like I get chills down my spine as I think about it right now. Like I'm in awe. It's starting to choke me up because some of the people that have entered this volume blow me away. Blow me away in the the brilliance in which they have crafted a way to put into words their own personal experience and story, their own heart, their deep expertise, in addition to their profound service and devotion to service of healing on a large scale. And the brilliance that comes through them, I learn something every single time I connect with every single one of these people. And the deep essence that they emit through their words and through their just presence is sacred medicine for me and for everybody who receives their words.
Yes. So much wisdom in these beautiful words. And yeah, they took up the challenge to put that in black and white in a book for you guys. Like,
Mm.
I have big gratitude for them for that as well. You're going to be getting to hear them as well in this interview series. So make sure you hop over onto some of those interviews after today and get to listen to them talk about who they are and what they do. Laura, I know you know this, but as authentic healers, we know that we don't fix people. There's nothing broken there. And you talked about this already a little bit. Just can you be present with what's presenting right now without labeling it? That I heard that.
Mhm.
We help guide people to their own healing power, to that inner wisdom. What do you want to share with our listeners today to help them do that right now?
Yeah, it's really there's a couple things. One is allowing the sensation and the energy that's coming into your field, into your body to be your guide. Allow that to be your primary guide instead of that agenda that you have in your mind, that deadline that you're being told you need to meet. I'm not saying go all defiant here and jump off a cliff, but what I'm saying is allow your inner energy to guide you. And one of the ways that I encourage people to do this is just take an hour, like wake up in the morning on a random weekend day where you have a little space, right? And just let your body start to lead you. Like, what does my body want to do right now? Does it want to keep laying in bed? Does it want to get up and move? Like, where is my energy guiding me instead of just jumping into a routine or doing, or this is what I desire to do or want to do today? Like, let the energy move you. And it's fun. It's fun and it's airy and you'll start to feel a little bit of a lightness. And then the other thing is space, like intentionally opening space for yourself. This could be 1 minute, right? And you can say, oh, well, Laura, I already meditate. I already have practices. I already have things that I do. I exercise. Great. Open intentional space just to be present with yourself. I don't care what you do during that time. You could be guided to eat dark chocolate, do it, right? But it's like just when you intentionally open space for yourself, more will open for you. I promise. And that was something I didn't get because I was like so type A and managing my schedule like a boss. And then it was like, as I started opening intentional space, more would open, more would open, more would open. And spaciousness is such a luxury and it allows more of what is you to arrive rather than you having to dig and search for it.
I love that. That feels juicy to me. So, like me, you have a lot going on. Aside from the book, you have a lot going on. Tell the world what you're up to right now. Like, how do people work with you and what programs are you working on? All the good stuff.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun and it's always evolving. Right now, I'm running Akashic Immersion, and that runs every few months. That's really an opportunity to get people to attune more to the frequency of the Akashic record, which is really to your soul, right? To develop this intimate relationship with your soul. I also have one of my favorite programs ever, which is Vitality, and that starts June 5th, and that is about really bringing divinity into the body, into your day-to-day life. So it's like, how do I do this? How do I be a human and yet also feel divine and connect with my soul? Like, how do I put these two together? Because sometimes it feels like I'm straddling two worlds. And so it's really allowing you to get into the intimate, subtle understanding of your own energy so that you have very, very precise and clear discernment as you're working with the world at large, yourself, and your own emotional mastery in addition to divine energy. And then I also have my retreats. So my one in May is full, but I have one in September that is coming up, and that's really about using relationship as a catalyst to embody your soul more deeply. So this is about why we're here on this planet, to engage with other humans and let them activate us in a way that feels good and sometimes in a way that doesn't feel good, to help us more deeply understand who we are.
All right, for today, do you have any closing words, message for those looking for these more holistic ways to nurture their mental health right now? What do you want them to remember?
I want them to remember that everything is energy, and that when we put labels on things, even I'm having anxiety right now, or I have panic attacks, or I'm depressed, right? You've automatically victimized yourself. And I'm not saying that there's not a space for feeling like a victim, because we all need to experience that sometimes as well. But I don't want you to sit in it. Instead of saying, oh, I have anxiety or I'm having panic attacks, it's just noticing, ooh, I feel like intense activation right now, or there's a lot of like intensity moving through me right now. I'm just going to give myself a breath and some space to allow this to move, because the average emotion takes 90 seconds to move through the body unless we hold on to it with meaning, with gripping, with old stories and trauma history, right? And yes, there's a space to be with and sit with some of that, but I also just want you to personalize this less.
That is really powerful. And I'm really grateful that you used anxiety as the example because you helped me today with that big time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Laura Mazzotta, thank you so much for what you do in the world. And thanks for being here today to share it with everyone on the eclipse day.
I know, you're welcome. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you guys, the energy around this. Okay, listen, I know that you can feel Laura's powerful energy and all of the awesomeness. This is way more than a book, you guys. It's a generous community. So drop down into the show notes because Laura's hooked up with her website and you're going to be able to explore all of the things she talked about, the retreats, the programs, everything. So do that. Click and explore. And remember to join us for the book launch party because we're having it coming up on April 18th, 7:15 p.m. Eastern. Information is below about that as well. We're going to have a private Zoom party, y'all. So come meet all of the authors. We're going to be dropping some golden nuggets of inspiration for all of you. And if you happen to be listening to this anytime around that date or after, that means you can get over to Amazon because the book will be live and ready for your purchase by then. And lastly, today, everyone, remember your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it's time to be brave. See you next time, everyone. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.